Are you type 1, type 2 diabetic? At the Podiatrist clinic in Penicuik, we treat a lot of diabetics. And one of the big problems we see alongside loss of sensation in the feet is hard skin with diabetics. And with hard skin with diabetics, as we know, it can lead to breakdown, it can lead to ulceration and further complications, infection. So part of an initial assessment with our patients here at Penicuik Podiatrist Clinic, we would have them walk in the corridor and we will check and assess how they're walking. If we feel then that it would benefit them from further exploration, we have a system called Digitsole, which is a great system. It's orthotics, little insoles that we put into your shoe, and it's a little microchip in it, gives us amazing information, and we will then assess the patient walking in these insoles. The information we get from that is really crucial and beneficial in terms of we're able to see where those pressure points are, the reasons behind why your hard skin's forming.
Yes. So these are little microchips. These are the chips that collect all the data from when you're walking around, and then all we do is we just take out the insoles in your shoe and then little chips in where we get all the data from when you're walking, and then that just goes into your existing shoe. Really simple. So what we're going to do now, Mark, is we're going to start the treadmill, and then we're just going to get you walking at a comfortable, natural speed. Okay, and then we'll just get you walking for a period of time. What the Digitsole is going to do is what we would call areas of high loading. So what that means is areas where you're putting too much pressure on parts of your foot that are not good for your foot. So we'll pick up on that. It'll also then further up the body. It'll pick up any muscle imbalances that you have that then we can then help you work on, alongside referring you to Simon Jarvis, the movement specialist.
Yes. And from that vital information, we can do things ourselves to help you. If there's some muscle imbalances, which can often go hand in hand, again, the way you're walking, sometimes you can maybe be perhaps more prone to tripping, then again, we can get lots of muscle information about what's going on, and we can refer you on to yourself.
Hi, Simon Jarvis, movement specialist. I have my clinic in Penicuik. So I do a movement screen, functional movement screen. The benefit of that is basically I'm trying to break the body down into mobility issues. Is there any mobility things that need, that's a priority, mobility. Then stability, so again, what stability needs work on, and then work on movement patterns to try and progress through the exercises. So obviously when someone's diabetic and they get sent to me for referral, again, I'm just going to look at what stiffness is there in the body. Is it ankle mobility that needs the specific work? And then how we can tie that into the movement patterns and get people walking better, obviously trying to fix their imbalances and just strengthen up stability in the body. And
his knees directly underneath the hips, hands spread them out underneath the shoulders. Okay, so to get a 3, you've got to shift to one side, touch the same side foot, extend, and then go back to the start position. Okay, it's quite a tough one. Okay, so so sit back a little bit more, bring the hands to here, that's it. So thumbs are touching the box, and then you're going to try and shift to one side, touch the same side, extend, and then go back to the start position. Don't refuse, I see. Yeah, just be careful. Just try the other side, see if there's a big difference. No?
It seemed easier, but it's sore.
It's still sore. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, right, all done.
Okay.
So after your findings of your assessment with Mark there, what do you think the best course of action is for him now?
So mobility is the starting point in his hips. He needs more, because obviously when he's walking, he needs more freedom of movement in his hips.
After the period of time that Mark spent with you, that we'll get him back into the clinic, pop the Digitsole insole back into his footwear and assess him again. And what we should see after him working with you is that things have come back into alignment. Muscles that were dormant have balanced up and are being used again. In relation to Mark as a whole with his foot, and then up the rest of the body, he should be more comfortable. He should be more balanced, and generally just experiencing a more comfortable experience of walking and going about everyday life.
Yeah.
It is essential for a diabetic to have regular foot checkups with a podiatrist. Not being checked, again, we'll check skin, sensation, pulses, changes in skin temperature. We're looking for arterial change, venous change. All of these changes we can pick up in the clinic. If they're not observed, you can end up potentially with diabetic neuropathy.
Mm-hmm.
And even without diabetic neuropathy, hard skin areas can become potential ulceration sites. And as we know, complications of diabetes can be vascular disease, can be neuropathy. And ultimately, you can end up with amputation. It can be quite common if you're not observing and having your feet checked by a qualified podiatrist on it. And again with Simon, if we're able to refer you on to Simon if that's required, Simon is able to check if you have got sensation loss and perhaps you're walking slightly differently because of some neuropathy or because of some hard skin and it's painful and you're uncomfortable, or there's been slight muscle changes, you're then getting knee pain, lower back pain. We can then refer you on to Simon, who then, again, with the information that comes from the Digitsole, we can pass that on to Simon. It's a very detailed report for us to look at, result to look at, and we can see what muscles are out of balance. And again, that's where Simon comes in, and he could take that on to the next level and try and stabilise up your whole kind of body and how you're walking.
So this is a unique service that we offer south of Edinburgh and Penicuik. So obviously when people get referred to me who are diabetic, again it's about getting the information from themselves and then getting them exercises, basically having exercises to do that you can do through me and also exercises you can do at home to help improve the movement patterns and strengthen your feet up, ankle up and knees and stuff, which is very important.
So what we can often see, say 6 months later, for example, with patients previously, is that we then put them on the Digitsole, and when they've worked with Simon, we can actually see balances have corrected themselves, muscles have balanced up. And it's quite amazing, isn't it? We can see the difference.
Yes.
In a relatively short time, and we can actually show the patient. We can compare the original data, and quite often as well, it's the patient's word of mouth. They know themselves that they're generally feeling better. Yeah.